YouTube and welcome back to Unitrader. Today we're going to mix it up a little bit, and that is because I've had a request in the comments section of relating to the last video that I did regarding pitchforks, and the question was basically, it looks valuable, but don't understand how to trade it and how to get signals from a pitchfork. And the truth is, you do not get signals from a pitchfork. So without further ado, let's take a peek at the current pitchfork we are in and how you can take advantage of it. Before we do, I am not a financial advisor and this is no financial advice. So here's a pitchfork we're in. This is the current price action right now. Here we are, Bitcoin, October 6th. Yeah, I kind of, on purpose, didn't really want to post this pitchfork because I don't want to be responsible for people to be trading off of my technical analysis, because it doesn't matter if you see that there's a pitchfork there. You know, you can still lose money if you don't know what you're doing. So, right. So what I'm going to do here is go over a couple of different things. And I've thought about how I can make this video 10 minutes, and I can't. I've thought about how I can make it 20 minutes, and I can't. There is no way to pack everything that I'm going to tell you in here in a video that is even 30 minutes. Like, this is going to be 40 minutes at least. So what I think I'm going to do is make 2 videos, because I realize that nobody likes 40-minute videos. Y'all ain't got time for that. So I'll divvy it up into 2 parts, all right? And bear with me, I'll try to go as fast as possible. So firstly, what we need to do is understand context. That's what I always say, right? So if we're actually going to get into trading, how we are trading this stuff, we really have to understand the context. And this is, right? Come on, magnet. Man, this magnet is killing me lately. All right, so context. Here you see we have on the daily chart from the all-time high down to the low, this is our macro trend line for the bull market, or the bear market, sorry. A bull market. And here we have pretty much a big support rectangle, right? This is where we've been finding support ever since we hit this low. And this is the context, which is not a good place to be. This is where the pitchfork is in all this info. So before we broke out of this trend line, which, you know, we've only been out of this trend line, we've now closed out of it, and this is our second day forming candles outside of them, and both of them are looking relatively bearish. Definitely not confirmed that we're going to skyrocket out of here, and even if we do, where are we going? But this is the context where the pitchfork, where I first plotted it out on the chart. So the context was, we're in between a rock and a hard place. So trades that I'd be looking for were more day trades and scalps. And I am talking about get in, take profits early, move your stop loss so that you're in a risk-free position. So at break even or in slight profit, or even put a trailing stop loss depending on your aversion to risk. So that's context, right? Let me get rid of this stuff now. All right, guys, fast as we can. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so I actually charted this on the 4-hour chart. And before I get into the trading, I just want to say one thing about this pitchfork. You'll see it's extremely respected. And when we first got here on price, I actually had my pitchfork like that. And it's still relatively well respected. We came up, we almost tested the quartile. We found resistance on this quartile. But then we kind of muck about here on the median. It's not really doing anything. And then we had this breakout, and then we got sucked back in. So as soon as this happened, I adjusted my pitchfork. I started looking for different pulls, and this is a great one right here. Yeah, beautiful. A lot of respect on the median, a lot of respect on the upper quartile, respect here, respect, like a lot of respect. But I ended up shortly after this move back into the channel, into the pitchfork, I just moved it up one candle. So this was the original. My C point was at 21 hours UTC plus one time, and I just moved it to one candle ahead. And the reason I stuck with this, I'll explain, was just because the first candle right off the bat, you'll see it rejected right off of the first quartile or the bottom quartile line and came back down before then taking it, right? So let me just move here forward because we're already over here in time and space when I made this adjustment to my pitch. So all scalping I did here I'm not going to talk about because it had nothing to do with this pitchfork, just from here. So I don't enter any trades on a 4-hour chart because I believe that to be insanity, but I do like to find levels on my 4-hour charts and above. So there's a few reasons why I took this trade here, but I'm going to show you a massive one, and that is because of the TDI indicator. The TDI indicator is a free indicator on TradingView. TDI by Jay Donovan. All right, get it? Mark it as a favorite and love it. So there was a couple of things that were happening here. A couple of reasons I used couple of reasons why I took this short. Come on, magnet. Oh, gonna do me dirty, are you, magnet? Okay. Thank you, magnet. So you'll see as far as extensions go, we're right on the 1.27 extension from the low to the next high to the next low. And if we come here on the TDI, you'll notice that we are putting in serious, so we have a higher high here on the green line. The green line is representing price. Then we have a higher high, and then we have a lower high. So this to me is confirmation that this is a decent short. So the divergence, we're going to plot it out like this. Get a trend line. You see the TDI price is making lower highs, and the price is making higher highs. So for me, a pretty easy short. Now, is it guaranteed? Heck no. But nonetheless, I took it. From this short, we rip through, showing zero respect for anything. And I mean anything. Like at this point, you're thinking, holy. And then we bounce off of the quartile line, the lower quartile. And with this TDI, you see the green line comes way outside of the blue, and then it starts to form this bottom here. And I definitely took this long because of two reasons. The green line outside coming back in, and also it's very close to this bottom line, this bottom dotted line here representing the 20 mark, and that is extremely oversold in the eyes of the TDI. Now, did it work out? No. No, as you can see, it came back out and I got stopped out. But luckily, because I'm in my scalping mentality, I had already taken a tiny bit of profit and I moved my stop loss up to break even. So it wasn't a loser, but honestly, it wasn't much of a winner either. So this stuff is going to happen, right? And that's why in this place, and actually I'm going to put this trend line back on just so we see exactly where it is. So these are things that happen, right? Like this is all part of the game. So that's why risk management is very important and context is very important. So I'm only looking for scalps in and out quick, or at least in, take profit quick, and protect my capital. Then after I get stopped out, we come down to test this bottom parallel. And once again, hey, come on now. Once again here, what do we got? So we've got price making a lower low, and we've got the TDI making a higher high. And we're right at the parallel here, the bottom parallel. So pretty easy long for me. Okay, so this TDI, I mean, we can go through this all the way to the end on the TDI, but I'm just going to talk quickly what's going on here. So all of this action, price action here, you see we come up to the median, we kind of claim it, and we put in this high, and it starts to look almost like a decent short. But at this point, once we've claimed this median, I really want to see a test of the quartile at least. And that didn't happen. It came back down. At this point, I had already taken profits. My stop loss was in a very decent place. And you can look to compound now. So again, we have this little shark fin here. You see the green shark fin? But because it didn't come down to the 30 or below, I didn't compound. You know, again, I'm not really sure what's going on. This is a bit of a risky place to be. And so I left it alone. Now, the next trade I took was up here. So we had traveled all this way, and you'll see now the TDI breaks above the 70 with this cute little shark fin. And as these bands, the blue bands, are expanding, that's indicating that volatility is here. So I had taken quite a decent chunk of profit out of my long. I didn't close it. I left it open, and I opened a short. And the short paid off very nicely. And at this point here, all of this price action, you see that the TDI kind of bunches up here. It starts to really tighten. So it's not giving you any great clues as to what's coming. It's staying close to this 0 or the 50% mark here. So not very helpful, but again, you didn't really need any help. There was nothing going on here. And then we hit the bottom quartile, and you see we came back and definitely took out the 30 mark. Came down to about 27.5 right there. And I did long this to once again take quick profit, move my stop loss, and get stopped out. But again now, here we are. We have a lower low on price and a higher high on this on the TDI. So yeah, that's a long. And Bob's your uncle, off to the races. Now, once again, we kind of start bunching up, and the bands are getting closer together. And this starts to be a little bit kind of irrelevant to me again. And I start looking to other indicators and other tools to try to understand the strength of this move. And pretty much all the way up to here, I was looking at other things. And you can see I didn't take a short here, even though this was well within. It's a beautiful shark fin. We got almost all the way up to the 80, but I didn't, because we've pierced this quartile. I really want to see a test of this. And why I didn't close my long, I'm going to show you right now. Going to open up the MACD. I don't use the MACD too much for divergences. I know a lot of people that do. I use it in a bit of a different context. So I like to use the TSI and the MACD to see strength, to get a good indication of what is going on, and order flow. So in the order flow charts in EXO, I wasn't seeing any reason to close. There was no huge shorts coming in. There was a lot of profit taking, but not huge new shorts. And if you look at the MACD, since we started this move, the moving average lines came above the 0 mark, and it has never come below since, right? Until we test, we reject, we retest, now we start coming down, and now the moving average lines of the MACD come below. So even though the histogram is showing bearish volume increasing, you know, these moving average lines never come below. So good indication of strength if you don't have order flow. So once we got here, then I definitely entered a short. All right. And that's where the MACD was useless again. All right, so that is one thing. Now, I do want to show you quickly this. Oh, wow, come on, magnet. Always be pulling these anchored VWAPs, all right? Always. And let me show you why. You see? So once I opened my short up here, I didn't close up my long, but I took out a huge chunk of my profit, and also I was adding to my long this whole way up here, not because of any indicator, but I'll show you in a flash here. But look, this is absolutely gold. It's absolutely gold. If we wait a second here, this is not what I wanted to do. But I'll show you this. Let's do it. If we're adding confluence to confluence to confluence to confluence. So we have the one-to-one extension. We have the top of the channel, the top of the pitch. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Now, this is a great opportunity for a long here. If we pull a fib, hey, pull a fib from the low to the high, you're coming right in the middle of the 382 and the 0.5. Not a great fib pull. But I'll show you what is great. So price action rules. Oh man, this video is going to get long. Watch this whole thing, guys. All right, so price action rules. Let's just check this out. When we get a move out of any place and then we put in these wicks, see there's a lot of down pressure here on this candle. Always mark that out. Oh, my neighbors are having a party. Hope you guys can't hear that music. So there's the wick, got rejected. We come back down, test this VWAP, test this as resistance again, come find support at the VWAP, we take it out, test the median line, come back and find it as support. And that is a huge price action rule. I mean, it's not a rule, but look at this stuff. It's ridiculous. Every time you get a wick, it's going to turn into some sort of resistance or support. Next one, done. Here's your next big wick. Oh, it didn't come back and test it. Oh, wait a second. Let's just. Oh, look at that. So there you go, anchored VWAP from this low, and price action theory. This wick finally turns into support. All right, so lots of reasons and lots of different TA tools that you can use to find reasons to A, enter the position, and B, add to the position. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. I think that's already way too long. I hope you guys watched that all. And then I'm going to maybe make a part 2 to this, or I'm just going to talk about something else. I think I will incorporate the two, but I'm going to look at vector candles and the way I use those also within this pitchfork, okay? So, hope that wasn't too long, guys. Sorry, a bit long-winded, but it's really like not that overly simple in terms of use this one tool and do this and you will be insanely rich. It doesn't work like that. You really have to start to look at a different variety of tools. You know, it's kind of like the pitchfork itself. If you're in a range bound market, you know, I use, like you saw, the inside pitch to figure out if there's going to be continuation or if we're breaking out of the range. And then the other pitchforks I use to actually mark out the range, right? So I hope that was helpful. Any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments section. Leave a like and a subscription if you choose, and if you like what you hear. And other than that, thanks, guys. Be safe, be well, and see you on the next one.